Credibility. My name is Investor. I spent years as an investment banker and economist. I've sat in rooms where these conversations happen. I've read the reports that never make it to the evening news. And what I'm seeing right now in the data is a pattern, a very specific, very dangerous, very familiar pattern, one that we have seen play out again and again throughout modern financial history. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, why it's happening, what Wall Street is doing about it right now, and most importantly, what you should do to protect yourself and potentially profit from it. Let's get into it. Hook and stakes. Let me ask you something. Do you remember 1973? Probably not. But your grandparents do. Oil spiked, markets collapsed, people lost everything. Do you remember 2008? Maybe. The financial crisis, trillions wiped out overnight. People lost their homes, their savings, their retirement. Here's what those moments had in common. Every single one of them was preceded by an oil spike. 1973, 1979, 1990, 2008. Oil spiked and a market crash followed. Every single time, without exception. And right now, oil is at $115 a barrel and climbing. Now here's what makes this moment truly frightening. In every previous crisis, gold went up, silver went up, the so-called safe havens did their job, but right now, gold is falling, silver is falling, everything is falling at the same time. This is what economists call an everything crash. And the terrifying part? Most everyday investors have absolutely no idea what is coming next, but you will by the end of this video. Stop what you're doing, because what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes could be the most important financial information you hear this entire year. Oil just hit $115 a barrel. And quietly, without any major news coverage, Bank of America sent a private report to hedge funds and institutional investors. The big guys, the Wall Street guys. Not to you, not to me. But today, that changes. Because you deserve to know exactly what they know. And more importantly, you deserve to know what to do about it. History never lies. Let me take you back through history. Because history has a pattern, and this pattern has never been wrong. The Arab oil embargo. Oil prices quadrupled almost overnight. What happened to the stock market? The S&P 500 dropped nearly 48%, almost half of all stock market value. Wiped out. The Iranian Revolution, oil supply collapses, inflation explodes, interest rates skyrocket. The United States falls into a deep, painful recession, millions of jobs lost. Iraq invades Kuwait, oil spikes. The S&P 500 drops 20% in a matter of months. A recession follows shortly after. Oil hits record highs right before the financial crisis explodes. The S&P 500 crashes 57%. The worst financial disaster since the Great Depression. Oil, every time. Not the cause, but the trigger. The thing that starts the chain reaction. And right now, that trigger has been pulled. The Fed's own models, and don't just take my word for it. The Federal Reserve, the most powerful financial institution in the United States, they modeled exactly this scenario. They laid out three possibilities. Mild scenario, oil reaches $98 per barrel. We passed that weeks ago. Base scenario, oil reaches $115 per barrel. That's where we are right now. Severe scenario, oil reaches $130 per barrel. The Fed's own model says that triggers a recession, but here's the part that should keep you up at night. In parts of the world, in the physical markets where real oil is actually trading, we are already well beyond $130. The Fed's severe scenario, we're living it, and most people are still acting like everything is fine. The crisis explained. Let's start with the root cause, because this didn't come out of nowhere. You already know the trigger. The Iran war, the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical oil choke points on the entire planet. Over 20% of the world's oil supply passes through that narrow stretch of water every single day. And right now, It's compromised. Oil flow is down massively. We're talking millions of barrels per day. Simply gone from the global supply chain. This is not a theory. This is not speculation. This is happening right now, in real time. Now, here's where it gets even more alarming. If you look at the official numbers, Brent crude is trading around $113 per barrel. That's the number you see on the news ticker. But here's what they don't tell you. Physical oil, the actual barrels being bought and sold in the real world, is trading at $150 or more in certain regions. $150, while the headline number says $113. That gap tells you everything. It tells you there is real physical scarcity happening right now. And it tells you the market is massively, dangerously underestimating how serious this is. Let me take you back through history. Because history has a pattern, and this pattern has never been wrong. The Arab oil embargo. Oil prices quadrupled almost overnight. What happened to the stock market? The S&P 500 dropped nearly 48%, almost half of all stock market value. Wiped out. The Iranian Revolution, oil supply collapses, inflation explodes, interest rates skyrocket. The United States falls into a deep, painful recession. Millions of jobs lost. Iraq invades Kuwait. Oil spikes. The S&P 500 drops 20% in a matter of months. A recession follows shortly after. Oil hits record highs right before the financial crisis explodes. The S&P 500 crashes 57%. The worst financial disaster since the Great Depression. Oil, every time. Not the cause, but the trigger. The thing that starts the chain reaction. And right now, that trigger has been pulled. The gold paradox. Now here's the twist that most financial commentators are getting completely wrong. In every previous crisis, gold was your shield. It went up when everything else went down. That was the rule. That was the safe haven play. But right now, gold is falling, and people are confused, scared. They don't understand why. Let me explain it clearly. When interest rates rise, bonds become attractive, investors pull money out of gold and put it into bonds for the yield. Gold loses demand. Gold falls. When the dollar strengthens, gold weakens. Because gold is priced in dollars. A strong dollar makes gold more expensive for international buyers, so demand drops. And when markets panic, forced selling happens. Hedge funds and institutions need cash fast, so they sell whatever they can, including gold. The result? Everything falls at the same time. Stocks, gold, silver, crypto. This is what an everything crash looks like, and it creates a very specific economic nightmare called stagflation. High inflation, weak economic growth, a Federal Reserve that is completely trapped, too afraid to cut, because inflation is raging, too afraid to hike, because the economy is already weakening, stuck, paralyzed. This is the most dangerous economic environment possible, and we are in it right now. Call to action. If this video gave you real value, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell, because the next video I'm putting out could be even more critical than this one. The situation is evolving fast, and I'm going to keep you ahead of it. I'll see you in the next one.